you ready to do your duty for Rome?
Hello everyone and welcome to QualityOldGames. Today we are having part 2 of the Imperium Surrectum campaign as the Roman Empire. And in last episode we managed to capture 2 settlements, and our aim in this episode is to do at the very least the same and to start making money instead of losing it. So without further ado, let's finish that turn and see what the AI is up to. And of course the difficulties are the hardest ones. And this is actually my first playtime or playthrough of this mod, so let's see what kind of surprises it has in store for us. And before I forget the diplomat, let's get him going on here. And perhaps we need to wait for at least a couple of turns or one turn until we dare to assault Ancon, because we don't have any siege towers. I think we need to have at least... Well, perhaps we could attack with that equipment. Let's make sure that we have all we need. And here we actually are ready to assault. And the army is quite prominent here. So, two are the defenders. Perhaps it's better to play it safe than be sorry afterwards, so let's wait for a bit longer. And I guess the trade is increasing a bit by bit, because we are making less of losses now than we did before. So trade is really going up, as well as taxes and population growth and even farming. And army upkeep is going down. Perhaps that's corruption. I have no idea what's the optimal playstyle here. Should I play it as aggressively as possible, or should I be rather cautious in getting into a war, for example? Should I wipe, for example, the Syracusans out before moving against enemies here, or possible enemies in the northern Italy? I don't know. But I guess we will find out latest when we get to know that something shouldn't have been done. So, 1 unit of Greek peltasts and 1 Greek hoplites. By the way, this music here also brings Lord of the Rings to my mind, as well as the 3 peoples there. I get the 3 people of Middle-earth vibes from that.
Sauron, the enemy of the 3 peoples of Middle-earth, is defeated.
I have to say that the modders have added a rather nice music to this mod. Kind of brings an epic feeling to the gameplay. Of course, the original music in Rome Total War is just great as well. I think we want to have a night battle. I think that's just great as it is. And we actually are not going to use that battering ram because it just gets burnt down. Oh, and that most definitely should be firing.
Infantry! Missiles! Ladders! 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 Ladders!
So we have those peltasts there, which are actually surprisingly effective, as we noticed in the previous battle, where our velites were inflicting quite heavy damage on the enemies.
This is a step on the path to victory! The towers are at the walls! Our soldiers have reached the walls with ladders. The bravest will soon be over the defenses.
This isn't looking too good. Let's hope
Great
those
gods! Our soldiers have done well this
peltasts
day.
are not
The
too
walls
good.
are taken.
Okay, well, let's see if that's enough to deal with those hoplites. And perhaps we will be able to deal with those enemy peltasts once the principes enter the fray. And let's check the battle over here. Hoplites are doing rather well here, even though they are spearmen. Of course, it's not optimal that the hostility climbed to here, but well, that's how the battle just went here. So the gates are ours, and we are starting to hit those peltasts. Only a couple of more to go. And perhaps we could bring these guys a bit back, and they could do what they do best. Okay, I guess no need for that anymore. And the enemy has 3 cavalry units, if I'm not mistaken. So 1 Xystophroi, Greek General's Bodyguard, and Prodromoi. Actually, perhaps I should send these guys. Okay, I guess those hoplites will go down. So, time to get these guys down here. And let's bring these to reinforce. And let's make sure that enemy cavalry is not able to hit these units from the front, at the very least. What other units are here? Okay, bring these. Okay, I think we are having enemy cavalry soon coming after us. So let's prepare for that. And to be honest, I'm actually hoping that they will come after our infantry, so we could once again make the flanking maneuver with the cavalry. And it seems the battle in the walls here has been won, though the casualties were actually quite high. Okay, so that theater there is taking quite a lot of space. So only the bodyguard is staying out of the fight. Okay, so that was missile cavalry there. And finally the general is joining the fray, even though it's a bit late for that. It seems units' hit points are actually dropping there, because there were no casualties, but the number of, or rather the strength meter was still dropping there, so okay, at least some casualties were healed. Nice, except this army at the moment is rather depleted. So I think we will put it into a defensive position somewhere along the northern border, and we need to wait until we can replenish it before we move a bit more northwards with it. Perhaps we will enslave it, and finally we are starting to make some money. So if we leave that unit of velites there, the population is not happy. Let's see. Quite influential generals in most of the cities. Perhaps we could get Tiberius Fulvius Curvus to lead the army. And let's leave this guy here. And let's bring the army to Volsini. And it seems we are actually having another rebel settlement nearby. So let's make a bit of a scouting. Okay, Asculum. That most definitely will be our next target. but we need to wait for a bit more before moving against that. Let's see about the siege here. So now there are 3 units of some Knights Hoplites and 2 Lucanian infantries. I think our Principes should be more than able to take them down. And with that we have gained our first foothold in Sicily. Another question is, do we want to declare war against Syracusans just yet?
The day has... Units! On my orders!
Okay, so let's get our siege towers in position first.
Double time!
5 of them could actually be able to do something here. And of course, let's see if we can actually get 2 of those towers to that wall section closest to the gates. And here, I think we can bring in 2 sets of ladders. And then, once again, I think we don't want to use the battering rams.
Units! Double time! Cavalry! Units! Hurry!
And I guess it's time to get going.
To the wall!
Okay.
To the wall! To the walls! Siege tower! To the walls! To the walls! Ladders!
Let's keep these ladders in place because
Siege tower!
it might be that one of the towers burns down and we are going to need it. And as you can see, the towers really are not doing any damage to the enemies as it is. Perhaps now, as these begin to move, some of them could be hitting the back. Then again, I think they are quite heavily armored, so... Well, 2 have gone down. I guess that's better than nothing. But, okay, 5. But had they stayed in place, I think none of them would have sustained, or none of these units would have sustained any casualties. And I guess we can speed up
This
things
is
a
a
bit.
step on the path to victory. The towers are at the walls.
And it seems all of our towers were able to make it to the walls, and they are not even being shot at the moment, so
This
we
is a
might
step on the path
be
to
able
victory.
to
The towers are at the walls.
gain a clear advantage on the walls. Of course, I guess those guys will get tired before they are there, but
Our soldiers have reached the walls with ladders. The bravest will soon be over the defenses. This is a step on the path to victory. The towers are at the walls. Great gods! Our soldiers have done well this day.
And
The
we
walls
are
are taken.
gaining a foothold on the walls here. Unfortunately, it's Lucanian infantry here because I guess those Samnite hoplites would have been quite a bit more difficult to poke at. We can hit this unit from 2 sides, as well as this one here. Of course, I guess this unit of Triarii is in greatest danger, because they are coming into the middle of 2 enemy units. And let's get some more men to the wall. Oh, okay. So we don't have any time to wait. So I guess we need to move to engage. Perhaps we could bring the Matthew a bit closer. Oh, that's not good. Also, unfortunately, Brinky Bees. But we would want these guys to get to the walls as soon as possible. Or rather, to the fight. Okay, good. Let's see if we could hinder the advancement of these guys. Okay. That's working out rather nicely. Seems we need to fight some enemy infantry on the ground as well. Of course, if they are getting up to the walls, perhaps we need to send in some more reinforcements to aid us on the walls as well. Okay, so the gateway is ours, and we are able to inflict some casualties to that unit. That's excellent. Because these are quite sturdy guys, so any casualty inflicted will be quite helpful. And actually the battles in this mod are lasting so much longer that the timer actually might be of an essence here. So we most definitely need to keep that in mind. Okay, we are winning the battle, but it's taking a bit of a time. That tower is ours, apparently. Yes, it is. Perhaps we could fire some missiles at the enemy infantry there. And I guess you guys can drop the ladder, and you guys as well. And perhaps we should march in, because that gateway really is ours. So let's get going. Okay, we have one tower at the very least, which we don't control, actually 2. So let's try to make sure that those cannot fire at us. And I think the Hastati can lead the way and do it rather quickly, because we want to engage those enemy troops from a rather good position if it's going to be a battle. And perhaps we need to prepare for an attack from enemy cavalry. And perhaps you guys should should not be firing across the wall.
Infantry! Waiting for orders! Move! Move! Destroy them! Infantry!
And I think this is rather good position to fight, because that tower or gateway is helping us out quite a bit. So the enemy general is there and 2 units of cavalry is here. If all of that enemy cavalry attacks are hastati here, I'm afraid it's not surviving it. So I think it's time to bring in some reinforcements inside. Perhaps a cavalry charge could break that enemy infantry unit. Of course, well, I'm actually not sure we need to attack, because we will have our own general's bodyguard there. And that unit is going to go down rather nicely. Okay. And the enemy general is threatening to move against us. And it seems these Triari and Sammonite hoplites are achieving pretty much nothing against each other. Of course, we can leave them to duke it out there. Let's actually get there. So perhaps our goal should be to take the city center as soon as possible. So I guess we will just get moving. And the hastati can lead the way here, followed by the Principes, followed by these spearmen, followed by the Velites, and of course the general. But I think the Velites can fire at will. And let's get our cavalry going to a flanking maneuver. And they both are going the right direction, which is of course good. And the enemy cavalry is charging at us. And I think we can start hitting them with javelins as well. Okay, Tribunus Militum. So this is rather a Roman province here. And I guess the bodyguard should go down rather nicely there. We are dealing heavy damage to the enemy, and still there is the stalemate on the walls. So it seems one lesson learned this far is that wall battles will take time. And oh, are we actually hitting our own troops with these Velites? Perhaps we actually are. By the way, quite impressive throws, especially those from upper angle, but I guess we are inflicting more damage to our own men than to the enemy, so we could very well stop that.
Cavalry!
And I think we will have the battle quite soon. So the enemy general should fall momentarily, and actually the enemy cavalry is doing quite heavy damage to this hostile unit here. Oh, and we had that one unit of Principes there, but I guess we are not needing them anymore.
Who fill the heart of the enemy general with fear.
Okay.
Now he
So
flees the field like a coward. The enemy general is slain.
let's make
and
sure
now his
that
men
we
fear
will
us.
keep the
It is
city
time to press
center,
the attack.
and then let's send this cavalry unit to hit the enemy's back. So basically the battle is ours. We took some casualties, but I think it's rather acceptable.
Victory and glory!
And
Rome has conquered!
I guess since this is our enclave in Sicily, we want to occupy it so that we can actually, hopefully at some point, train more troops. But at the moment we are doing rather nicely, so I guess we are going to need this before we can start recruiting any units. Let's raise taxes a bit. And now the question is, should we actually bring some of the troops to aid in there? Perhaps we should.
Aye, aye, Captain!
So I think the Principes will be most useful there. And perhaps, well, let's bring those troops.
Yes, Captain! Ready to sail! Yes, Captain! Yes, Captain!
So perhaps next turn we will be able to amass the troops and then move towards the enemy settlement there. And of course we have that one rebel settlement here as well. And we had our diplomats going in on here. So it will take only 7 turns to break even in financial terms, so we have quite a bit work to do still. Okay, a family member in Rome, and actually he will take charge of the army.
Onward! Ready to sail! Yes, Captain! Sir! Orders! Onward! Forward! Ready to sail!
And I guess this is the best place for the fleet.
Imperator! Sir!
let's actually send the cavalry a bit faster, so that we can join the battle a bit faster, or rather start the siege. I think another approach for the campaign could be kind of selling and dismantling at least some of the...
Greetings!
Or rather, disbanding some of the armies and dismantling some of the buildings so that we could get a bit faster to building the infrastructure, but I'm not certain
Think
that's...
very carefully before you reply.
So, apparently they didn't like that proposal about paying for map information.
Think very carefully until next time.
Okay, I guess we need to be careful with them. I'm actually wondering if it's scripted in the mod that if you are trying that map trick often enough, the response will be kind of
Awaiting your command.
that, accept or we will attack you.
Imperator! Forward! Waiting to ambush. Engage
So,
the enemy!
Asculum
Begin the
will be
siege.
besieged,
Settlement under siege, sir! Sir!
and it will take some turns before our reinforcements can reach the besieging army there. And I guess there is not too much we can actually do except to wait. I'm a bit concerned about these troop movements here in Sicily. Because we are unable to train more troops, we kind of have to do with what we have. And it seems we are having a battle in the open field. So... okay, this is actually going to be interesting. I think our best bet is to try to take care of the enemy cavalry first. If we can, of course, we will try to snipe the general. But if we cannot, we need to try to neutralize that other cavalry unit, because that will kind of give security to our flanks and rear. And since those hoplites are not quite agile units or flexible units, I think we could try to outmaneuver them. For example, hitting their backs with velites and so on. So let's make our battle line. I think open ground will be the best option. And then, oh, we have only one unit of velites. But we have 2 units of cavalry. Perhaps we could leave 1 unit of Triarii as a reserve to help deal with the enemy cavalry alongside our own cavalry. I'm just wondering if I should have been aggressive and hit these enemy infantry units before the rest of the enemy got out of the city. Or perhaps there is a bug regarding that cavalry which we can exploit. But let's try to play it safe in any case. Okay, we have one brave hoplite unit moving to engage. And it seems the battle is about to be joined. Let's try to wipe this unit out before it can cause too much troubles for us. And so much for me keeping that one unit as reserve. Okay, at least they are taking damage there. Perhaps we should try to wipe that Lucanian infantry out first. Okay, good. We were actually able to draw that one unit out of the battle. Let's get these velites into a bit more threatening position there. Here. Not too well, I'm afraid. Okay, good. It's better than I was afraid of. Okay, and they are routing. Good. And even better if we can actually follow them inside the city. those are actually quite murderous lot. And let's get in. No, get in. Okay. I guess this is not working. Fair enough. A bit concerned how we would have fared had the enemy brought their cavalry here as well. Okay, so one of the trio we broke. Okay. This is not looking too good. And is it really so that our cavalry charge did absolutely nothing to those hoplites there?
This is wrong.
And so the hastati is breaking as well. I guess these hastatis could throw at least some spears. Well, on the bright side of the things, at the very least, we should have no problems breaking even quite soon. Okay, that was brutal. seems at the moment cavalry clearly is not king. Oh, and now we have the enemy general to deal with. Which of course makes things quite a bit more difficult. Because I think our velites will break when they are hit in the back. I'm just wondering, should we withdraw? Okay, good. Okay. So, let's get out of here.
Retreat!
Our enemies have won this battle.
Yeah.
But that is not the same as winning a war.
Okay. So, a lesson learned here. I cannot face the AI. With the odds, I would face the AI in the Vanilla Rome Total War Remastered. At least before the Marian reforms. Yes, the army quality was not the best possible. But especially those cavalry charges, even to the behind of the engaged enemy or to the rear of the engaged enemy, proved to be rather weak.
Pull back! Lift the siege!
Well, at least we are making 7,000 per turn.
Ready to sail!
That's
Set
something. So we are having 27 regions and we should have 100, so 73 to go.
Sir!
I'm afraid that, well, with these reinforcements, I think I could have held.
General! Sir!
But let's see if we can scrap together enough men to renew the siege next turn. Oh, and let's not forget the diplomat.
Can I be of service? Your honor.
Okay,
I will address them
So.
at once.
A most generous proposal.
and perhaps they are willing to pay for the map information. Okay, perhaps they are willing to pay even more for the map information. Okay,
A most generous proposal.
so practically
Cannot do that, sir.
2 turns and we can start thinking about constructing something new. So, I think this is everything for today. So thank you very much for watching. If you like the content, please leave a thumbs up and subscribe to the channel. Feel free to post comments, give advice, ask questions and so on. Have a great rest of the day. QualityOldGames